All right, so Saturday morning, January 25th, a passerby actually called 911 to say that they observed a house that was on fire. You know, child victim cases are the hardest sort of incident for police, fire, EMS to respond to. In this case, we have three children that were injured in this fire. To put it lightly, and that's saying something, this is a shockingly cruel, unimaginable crime committed by a mom against her three kids. This is a mom that meticulously took all 7 of her smoke detectors and put them in a bag and removed them from the house before she poured lighter fluid all over the house and lit it on fire in an attempt to kill her 3 children. You know, if you believe in the power of prayer, I do. I'm praying for this little girl at Helen Voss Children's Hospital. Big thanks to the heroes in our fire department. I'm going to turn it over to Prosecutor Becker and then to the Fire Chief Brown.
Yeah, my job's relatively simple here. We have filed the charges against the mother, Raconda Singleton. We have charged her with 1 count of arson in the first degree. That is a felony with a maximum penalty of life in prison and a $20,000 fine. We have also charged her with 3 counts of child abuse in the second degree. Child abuse in the second degree is also a felony, punishable by a maximum of 10 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. She is presumed innocent of these charges until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. At this time, I don't have any information on when she will be arraigned at the court, but essentially what first-degree arson is there is an intentional setting of a fire at a dwelling that caused an injury. And so the child abuse charges kind of go along with that. It's like knowingly and intentionally committing an act likely to cause physical or mental harm, and don't even have to actually prove there was mental harm, just an act that is likely to cause physical or mental harm. And so the instance of setting a home on fire with the children in it is the basis for the child abuse second charges. We'll see this case go through the criminal justice process. She should be arraigned, and we'll see a PCC within a week. So I would anticipate it would happen relatively quickly. So I'll turn over to the fire chief and let him talk.
Well, it's been a rough week for our city, difficult week for both the police and fire departments. It's hard to describe what our people see when they pull up to a scene. Normally we're battling flames, not other things that stand in our way. I can tell you this fire progressed very rapidly from what we would normally see on the first floor, and even all the black smoke billowing out on the second floor is unburned fuel. So our members place themselves directly in harm's way to save a life. That's what we take an oath to do, and that's what we did. Unfortunately, the 12-year-old sustained some smoke inhalation, some critical injuries. They're in grave condition at this point. Couldn't be prouder of the men and women of the Grand Rapids Fire Department, and like to thank our brothers and sisters in blue. All week we've had to work hand in hand on multiple incidents. Again, we were able to assemble a huge effective firefighting force within minutes in the core of the city. Ultimately, we had 13 units on scene comprised of 42 personnel. That's the vast majority of rigs in the city of Grand Rapids at one point or another made their way through this fire. And as you can see, we had multiple things going at the same time. We had 4 separate teams searching, 2 different crews doing fire attack, ventilation, water supply, and medical out in the front yard for any victims that we found. So hats off to the highly trained men and women of the Grand Rapids Fire Department, and thoughts and prayers to all those impacted. Back over to you, Chief.
Thanks.